Naomi Osaka and Petra Kvitova are set to battle for the Australian Open final and the world #1 spot on day 13 of the first Grand Slam of the year. By Matthew Marolf, the winner of this match will not only be the Australian Open champion, but also the new world #1. Naomi Osaka is vying to become the first woman since Jennifer Capriati in 2001 to back up her maiden major title by winning the next Grand Slam event, as well, as Pam Shriver highlighted on ESPN. Osaka is on a 13-match win streak at the majors. As Chris Fowler outlined, she's won an astounding 59 straight matches in which she's won the first set, dating all the way back to 2016. Naomi has 3 times survived 3-setters in this tournament. The 21-year-old has shown a level of composure well above her age in those moments. Petra Kvitova, at Australian Open, Twitter. 2 years ago, Petra Kvitova was recovering from an in-home attack, where a man cut her playing hand with a knife. Petra almost lost her fingers, and her surgeon suggested she would likely never play at a high level again. Yet here she is back into a major final for the first time since 2014, a year after she led the WTA with 5 titles. As Robbie Yuba highlighted on Twitter, Petra has won 22 straight matches at Grand Slam events when winning the first set. Kvitova is an impressive 26-7 in her career in finals, and has won her last 8. That includes every final she's played since her return from the knife attack. The 2-time Wimbledon champion hasn't won a major since 2014. If she wins on Saturday, it would be the biggest gap between Slam singles titles since Roger Federer won this tournament 2 years ago. The last woman to have such a gap between major titles was Svetlana Kuznetsova almost a decade ago. Kvitova has steamrolled through this fortnight, having yet to drop a set. Naomi Osaka, 4 vs. Petra Kvitova, 8. This is a rare occasion where a major final is the first career meeting between the finalists. It's also a battle between 2 of the sport's most likable stars. Much like both women's semi-finals on Thursday, this will be a big-hitting and big-serving affair. Osaka served extremely well against another Czech, Karolina Pliskova, hitting 15 aces in their semifinal. However, the lefty serve of Kvitova can be even more dangerous. Petra has only been broken 4 times in this entire tournament, and only once in her last 4 matches. And she's on an 11-match winning streak, dating back to her title run 2 weeks ago in Sydney. Based on her current form, her record in tournament finals, and the cooler temperatures forecasted for Saturday evening, Kvitova should be the favorite here. And as composed as Osaka has remained following her US Open victory, it would be understandable if she were to get a bit tight on this occasion. The 21-year-old is due to feel some pressure in a big match at a major. Coming off the in-home attack of 2 years ago, Petra may want this just a little more. And if Kvitova wins, it will make for one of the most heartwarming and inspiring achievements in tennis history. Novak Djokovic has reflected on his epic rivalry with Rafael Nadal ahead of their 53rd meeting at the Australian Open final. Novak Djokovic, photo by Chrysaline Kayo, copyright at Sport Vision. Novak Djokovic has reflected on his epic rivalry with Rafael Nadal after reaching the Australian Open final for a 7th time in his career. The world #1 produced a dominant display as he thrashed Lucas Pouille 6-0, 6-2, 6-2 to reach another Australian Open final. After just under 90 minutes, the Serb secured a match with fierce rival Rafael Nadal on Sunday in a rematch from their 6-hour epic in 2012. The duo have met on 52 occasions, so it was no surprise when the 6-time champion had a lot of praise for Nadal's run so far. He has played impressively well throughout the entire tournament. He hasn't dropped a set, Djokovic said. He looked as good as ever on the hard court throughout these few weeks. I haven't played bad myself last couple matches. I think that this finals comes at the right time for both of us. I'm sure we're going to have a blast on the court. We can promise one thing, and that's knowing both of us that we're going to give absolutely everything out on the court. I think people will enjoy it. I will, of course, try to play as well as I have so far. The Serb also revealed that some of his losses to the Spaniard have made him change the way he approaches matches. As I said, Nadal has historically throughout my life and career been the greatest rival that I ever played against on all the surfaces, the world #1 explained. Some matches that we had against each other were a great turning point in my career. I feel they have made me rethink my game. I had some disappointing moments where I lost to him. I think I lost to him 9 times so far in the Grand Slams, and I lost some tough matches in finals and semis in French Open and US Open. I won also some great matches. Those kind of encounters have also made me the player I am today, without a doubt. The Serb leads the head-to-head 27-25, with the duo sharing wins in 2018 after Nadal's win in Rome while Djokovic had his epic win in the Wimbledon semi-finals. But one telling stat is that Djokovic has won all 6 of his Australian Open finals while the world #2 has only won 1 of 4 times that he has appeared in the Australian Open final. One thing is for certain though, both men will produce another epic match that will live in the memory for many years to come. Reigning U.S. Open champion Naomi Osaka reached her second consecutive Grand Slam final 4 months after beating Serena Williams in the U.S. Open final LASF September. Osaka won a hard-fought match against Karolina Pliskova in 3 sets by the scoreline of 6-2, 4-6, 6-4 after 1 hour and 54 minutes. Pliskova was the first to congratulate with Osaka, saying in the post-match press conference that Osaka played the best match in her life. I don't necessarily think I played the best I have ever played. What I take away from this is that I never gave up. That's something that I am really proud of myself for. There are moments in the match where I thought this is getting really close. I just thought I would not forgive myself if I had a little dip or a moment of accepting defeat, said Osaka in the post-match press conference. Before this tournament, Osaka had never advanced to the quarter-final in Melbourne and will now have the chance to become the first player to win back-to-back Grand Slam titles since Serena Williams in 2015. It's a bit unreal. At the same time, I realize the work that I put in during the off-season. Every match that I played, I tried to do my best. It just felt like it was a continuous effort. I can't believe about the same time it's sort of the reality I am in right now, so yeah, I can only keep going forward from here. Osaka will face Petra Kvitova, who beat Danielle Collins 7-6, 7-2, 6-0. The winner of this title match will become the world #1 player. We have never played before. To have the opportunity to play her for the first time in a final of a Grand Slam is amazing. I have watched her play the Wimbledon finals. I like sweating, I like the heat. I live in Florida. I would hope to say I am used to that. I like it when it's hot more than it's cold. Osaka has the chance to become the first Japanese player in history to become world #1 player in the WTA ranking. Osaka comes into the final with a 13-match win streak at Grand Slam level, the longest winning streak since Serena Williams in 2014 and 2015. I think it would be amazing if I could be world #1. That's a very big deal for me. It's one of the biggest goals that I had, I guess, playing the quarters, then hearing that it's possible. My main goal is winning this tournament. I think that the ranking comes after that. I tend to do better if I focus on one goal. Osaka has not had an easy path to the final, as she had to battle past Shea Wei, Anastasia Sevastova and Karolina Pliskova in 3 sets. For me it's the experience. I have been in the 3rd round. I was stuck there for 2 years. As soon as I could break away from that, now I am here again. I think it's just experience and a confidence issue, it's always felt like. I would love to say I am that good, but literally I am playing the best players in the world, and I have been playing 3 sets most of the time. It's more like a battle of will at this point. Osaka managed to back up her breakthrough Grand Slam at the US Open with another major final. The Japanese talked about her love for Grand Slam tournaments. Grand Slam tournaments are the place where I think it's worth all the training. When you are little, you watch the Grand Slams, you watch all the players play the legendary matches here. For me, this is the most important tournaments. There are only 4 of them a year, so of course I want to do the best that I can here. Last year Osaka played a third set in just 7 of her 64 matches. This year the Japanese player played 4 3-set matches in just 2 tournaments. Whenever I have a tough loss, like Brisbane was the last tough loss I had, I feel like I learned a lot from it. The biggest thing I took away from that loss was the fact that I didn't really try 100%. I just accepted the fact that I was going to lose. For me, at this tournament, I was not really focused on winning. I just wanted to make sure I tried 100% on every point. I am still here, so thankfully that's working out, concluded Osaka. Rafael Nadal is into his 5th Australian Open after cruising past Stefanos Tsitsipas with the loss of 6 games. Rafael Nadal, at Australian Open, Twitter. Rafael Nadal reached his 5th Australian Open final after a crushing 6-2, 6-4, 6-0 win over Stefanos Tsitsipas. The Spaniard wasted no time in reaching his 5th Australian Open final after cruising past Stefanos Tsitsipas as the 14th seed only created 1 break point. Another dominant display means that Nadal is yet to drop a set at the tournament as he looks to win his 2nd Australian Open title and an 18th Grand Slam title. In the final, he will face either 6-time champion Novak Djokovic or Frenchman Lucas Pouille. Heading into this match, Nadal had spent less time on court by 4 hours, and that played a major part today as he looked the more energized player. Some brutal hitting was too hot to handle for Tsitsipas as an early break was sealed for Nadal at 2-1 as he took nothing for granted. Although there were good signs from Tsitsipas, he was never really allowed to play his game against a ruthless Nadal who used his forehand to great effect. A couple of double faults put Tsitsipas in real danger in the 7th game, and the world number 2 pounced on the opportunity as a great backhand reach secured the double break. https://twitter.com/double-fault28/status/108836533373499310009 and efficient was wrapped up by Nadal in 32 minutes as the 2009 champion was in no mood to waste any unnecessary time. The second set was much better from Tsitsipas, who was keen to show the type of tennis that led to him beating Roger Federer in the 4th round. Some good all-round play saw the 20-year-old win 5 points in a row to fend off break points and hold for a 3-2 lead. However, Tsitsipas never saw the warning signs to up his level of play and used the high percentage points as he paid the price in the 9th game. Some more heavy forehands sealed an important break as Nadal roared in delight. After sealing the 2nd set with a love hold, this match was only heading one way unfortunately for the lively Greek contingent. Despite creating his first break point in the final game, Tsitsipas just couldn't control the powerful Nadal as he, the 2nd seed, failed to lose a single game in the 3rd set to seal victory. After victory, Nadal gave his opinion on who he could face in the final between Novak Djokovic and Lucas Pouille. Of course, Novak is the favorite. He's been in that position so many times, Nadal explained. Lucas, this is the first one. I always thought Lucas is one of those players with amazing potential. It's true that Novak is unbelievably solid, but it's a tennis match and anything could happen. It was a dominant performance from Nadal, who only lost 12 service points against the rising Greek as he reaches another Australian Open final. As for Tsitsipas, it has been a remarkable tournament for him despite his disappointing performance today, and can take positives from his wins over Roger Federer and Roberto Bautista Agut. In his 4 previous Australian Open finals, Nadal has only won once, which was back in 2009 against Roger Federer. The Spaniard will look to put that ratio right when he takes on Novak Djokovic or Lucas Pouille on Sunday.